Hello, welcome to At Home Radio, a podcast about feeling at ease where we are. Being comfortable or at home with ourselves makes it easier to relate to others, which can bring incredible meaning and delight to our lives and make us want to spread the love around. I'm Kate Thomas, and speaking of spreading love, my guest today is Unmi Abkin, a chef and restaurant owner who created a fundraiser called Stir Up Some Love. It benefits the Treehouse Foundation, a nonprofit that supports adoptive parents and their children. Before we get into the details of the fundraiser, let's have Unmi say a little about her life and why she's passionate about children's causes. Would you mind doing that, Unmi?
Oh, yeah, I'd love to do that. So I'll tell you a little bit about myself, and then you will understand why I am so connected to Treehouse. I was an orphan, and I came from a background of instability and insecurity. And I still struggle with those same issues that the children and families at Treehouse work to overcome every day. I remember eating from garbage cans, being homeless and very ill, with nowhere safe to rest and recover. And I remember, the sense of self-doubt that can haunt children who have lost their place in the world and need help, love, and commitment to help them find their place again.
Yeah.
On my first visit to Treehouse, I felt two very powerful emotions. One was I felt that same sorrow that never leaves you completely, and followed by a sense of tremendous gratitude that a place exists in Western Massachusetts that helps address the problems that can cut foster children and orphans to their core.
Wow.
The importance of Treehouse is that there is support and love and understanding for both the adoptive parents and the children. And what I find is so many parents adoptive parents are not prepared to deal on their own with the unique needs of children. Many have gone through so much trauma. And I want to just share an experience of mine that highlights the importance of the work Treehouse is doing. I was 6 when I was adopted. And there was a little girl at the orphanage who was adopted before me. And I was very looking forward to being able to see a familiar face. Because I'm Korean and I was raised in South Korea. I've never really experienced being around foreigners, and in an orphanage, the gates would open and the foreigners would come in, and all the children would go out because they wanted to be adopted. And it's very scary, not knowing where you're going. So I found out this little girl was going to be living in the same neighborhood that I was moving to.
And this was when you were adopted?
In Korea.
Oh, in Korea.
I was adopted.
Oh,
I was
okay.
adopted in Korea.
Oh, okay.
I was in an orphanage.
Mm-hmm.
I was put in an orphanage when I was 6. And my dad was working for the embassy. And they had adopted me there. And then we lived there for a couple of years in this embassy neighborhood. And
they were
girl,
American, though. They were
yes. Yeah,
okay.
My dad is, I have a very interesting multicultural family.
Mm-hmm.
I'm Korean. My father is of Jewish descent. And my mother is Mexican. And her whole family is from Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
So as a little orphan, you've seen these two different people. I'd never seen people like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was very, very relieved that there was a girl that I knew. And so soon after I moved there with my new parents, I found out that she had been sent back.
Oh.
And, her family simply didn't have the tools necessary to cope with challenges or caring for a child with a lot of trauma. And what's amazing and why I support Treehouse is that they provide the support that foster and adoptive parents need to deal with these challenges.
Wow.
And are able to take care of, create a home and, a loving environment. And they go beyond that. It's the intergenerational model.
Yes.
So there are beautiful townhouses for the families, and then there's also townhouses for seniors who move there, and they're like the grandparents. So, if the parents want to go out to dinner, there's grandparents there.
Wow.
If the kids want to just hang out with their grandma, they can go to their townhouse. And if they need support, there's a community there to support them. So it really has, it's an incredible model, and it works.
No kidding. It's just, I understand that it's won many national awards, and it is a nonprofit.
Yes.
And that perhaps or at least they're talking about expanding to other places.
And this model is just, it's holistic. It also provides a real family. And the children that come out of, going through Treehouse, there's, they go to college, but then they could come back and they have a place to come to.
That's wonderful.
And our restaurant, my husband and I own a restaurant. It's named after our daughter, Coco. We have a fundraiser for the Treehouse Foundation every year. This year we weren't able to have our fundraiser, so we came up with this creative idea of Stir Up Some Love.
So it's usually an in-person fundraiser, but now with the pandemic, you're doing this other thing. So Stir Up Some Love. What is it? And I understand it's for home cooks, so it's a video series. So tell us more, please.
Well, Stir Up Some Love is our first season. There are 15 chefs, and each chef has brought in their, you go into their kitchen in the restaurant or the home, and recipes, range from fan favorites, or if you want to learn how to make, no-knead bread that you don't need to knead. It's a variety of different recipes. And there is just a lot of wonderful family-run restaurants in this area. And, you put the video on, and you get to see your favorite chefs doing what they do, because you can't do it in person anymore.
Right. And for anybody around the country.
Anybody across the country.
Yes. Can just check this out, learn how to make focaccia. I know that was one that I was thought we'd tune into. What is your episode about?
Our episode is about, we teach you how to make one of the most popular dishes. I've been making it for 25 years.
Really? It hasn't left the menus.
No, it just keeps coming back. It's called honey miso noodles, and they're fresh lo-mein noodles that are tossed with lots of different seasonal vegetables, and the dressing is made with miso and some honey, ginger, and it's very light and sweet and tangy and salty all at the same time.
Sounds lovely. Sounds really, really good. So, and I can't remember, I looked up stirupsomelove.com, which is how you can access these episodes.
Yeah.
And I don't remember the other ones, but there were a whole bunch that sounded really good and that I'd like to check out. And what people can do, what viewers can do, is they'll read a little bit about it, see who the chef is and what the recipe is, and see if that's what the one that they want to watch. And then they can either just choose one for $20 to watch, and or they can choose the whole kit and caboodle and for another price, whatever that is. I can't remember. It was $200 and some dollars.
I think $275.
Yes. But
and you can get all 15 episodes.
And then the money. This is what's really wonderful. You've got this smorgasbord of chefs who invite viewers into their homes and restaurants and fling open their pantries. I'm getting this from the website, and they're making 15 tantalizing dishes, and then and they give you easy to follow demonstrations using everyday ingredients. I think that sounds wonderful.
Yeah, and it's helping the restaurant community, and it's also helping Treehouse Foundation because we're not doing it as in-person fundraisers.
Yes.
And, it's also for us as cooks in this valley, it's such a treat to be able to see our peers doing what they do best.
Oh, yeah. And, clearly the pandemic has not been easy on restaurants anywhere.
Oh, God, my goodness. We've been hit so heavily by this pandemic.
Yes. So why are you doing this? I mean, I know you want to do it to support Treehouse, and 50% of the donations go to the restaurants and 50% go to the Treehouse Foundation, which is great. But maybe the question really isn't why, but how did you convince other restaurateurs to do this when everybody's had so much to deal with anyway?
I think that it provided hope. It also lets everybody know that we're in this together. And I'm going to get a little teary, but the support of the community has been amazing.
Yes. Yes.
And it just gives us hope. And it just brings, the restaurant community is a very tight-knit, loyal group of people. And it's, we're supporting each other. Just knowing that there's people out here who are thinking of us. Yes. And even a small donation, it's not just the money, it's the
love. The love, isn't it?
The love. Yes, the love.
Spreading that love. I like that. Well, you and your husband, Roger Taylor, who's also a chef, you created a cookbook. So do you want to talk about that too?
Yeah, the cookbook is, we wanted to introduce different Asian ingredients and food from different parts of Asia. And it's an introduction. So makes it very accessible for people to make, for example, kimchi. Traditionally, you make kimchi and, you season it, you salt it, and then you let it sit in, in a container and let it ferment. And usually it takes about 2 weeks to get a really good kimchi. That's through natural fermentation. But we thought, hey, what if somebody just wants to quickly put together a kimchi. So we came up with a recipe that you can make in half an hour. So it's more like it has the flavors of kimchi, but not as pungent. So that kind of reflects most of the recipes in our cookbook.
Okay.
And the cookbook is called Curry and Kimchi. There's couple of different curry recipes, lots of salads, and most of the dishes you can do very quickly and with not too many ingredients.
That's great. And is the book available now, or is it available for pre-order?
Oh no, the book came out last spring.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm sorry. No, last fall. Sorry. It came out.
Fall. Okay.
Yeah, and we were named one of the best books of 2020 by NPR.
Great. Congratulations.
Thank you. And we do have, we're lucky to have a blurb from Alice Waters, who is a very famous chef out of California. Yes. Have you heard of the restaurant Chez Panisse?
Oh, yes. I think
we're very lucky.
Plenty of people who aren't in restaurants have heard of her and the restaurant.
Oh, yeah. She's amazing.
Yes.
So, we had some really good reception. And you know what? The really wonderful thing about it, and I know it's a success because people come up to me and say, you know what? I can do it. I can make your recipes. There's cookbooks that they're amazing, but it's very hard to make the dishes. Mm-hmm. So you can just look at it and just imagine what it's going to taste like. But our cookbook is so simple. You can make it at home. And people, come up and say they do.
That's wonderful. I am glad to hear that. So it's available on Amazon, Barnes & Noble. And
Barnes & Noble's, Amazon. You could order it from a lot of major stores.
Sure.
And it was a collaboration with my husband, my daughter, and me.
That's
so there's
really
so
lovely.
there's so there's a lot. So it's mainly all the dishes are Asian influenced, except one.
Okay.
No, I'm sorry, except two, because we had to put it in there. Our daughter really insisted. One is mac and cheese.
Okay. Does it have an Asian twist?
No. So you got all these Asian, it is all these Asian, you have green Thai curry, you have vegan curry, you have, pad Thai, you have General Tso's. And then you have mac and cheese.
All right. Well, mix it up. Good for Coco.
She said you have to put the mac and cheese in there because it's good for kids. Mm-hmm. And the honey miso noodle salad is in there too.
Because of her?
Well, she loves them in honey miso noodles, but she did suggest that. And I said, that works. It's Asian. But I will. And then she said, you have to put the mac and cheese in there too.
Well, she definitely has her opinions, doesn't she?
Yes. Yeah.
That's great. Well, I, wish you lots of luck, hanging in there. I know that your community is supporting you during this time. The Stir Up Some Love fundraiser sounds wonderful, and we'll have, links to that. And again, it's stirupsomelove.com. Anybody can go to that. And the videos will be available at least through this year, if not indefinitely, right?
I think it's going to be available indefinitely.
That's excellent.
There's our episode is coming out tomorrow, and then ours is the second episode,
and that's
the first one
24th. It comes out.
Yeah, tomorrow. Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, and then there will be. So that's the second one. So there'll be 13 more.
Yes, and they're all different. They're all different. They're all very different, which is nice.
Wasn't one how to decorate a cake or something? Was it?
Yes, that's Amanda from Small Oven, and that's what she does. She has a really wonderful little bakery.
Okay. Very good. Well, this is terrific. Much luck And love to you. I hope that it works very, very well, raising some funds to support the restaurant community and the Treehouse Foundation.
Yes, thank you. And I hope you enjoy the video.
Yes, I most certainly will. I have no doubt. So thank you, Unmi, for being on.
Thank you.
Okay.
Awesome. Have a nice day.
You
Bye.
too. This is Kate Thomas with At Home Radio. Until next time, let's stir up some love.